Hi, I wanted to share my experience about teaching an online workshop yesterday. I didn't want to initially adapt my workshops to online, but I finally did, and I was very disappointed by the lack of lack of energy and humanness and engagement, not from the people, but from the platform itself. Yeah, from just this interface of the screen and the camera. So I was wondering, how can I, for next time, make my webinars slash online workshops more human? How can Zoom or whatever platform you're using be more human? When I'm teaching a workshop, not one-on-one, like when I'm teaching in a actual space, you sense so much as a teacher the energy of people. You can tell if they're more comfortable, if something's bringing them discomfort, especially because I'm teaching about trauma. You want to see if anyone's triggered. You want to feel the compassion. You want to create a safe space, especially if you're teaching something with uh, movement, expressive arts, wellness, even meditation, breathing. You can't just face the camera and expect someone to do exactly what you're doing and mimic you. When they're next to you, they're literally hearing your breath and how your inhales and exhales are working on the pace and your energy and everything. And then by witnessing, they will also regulate. So you co regulate. So Zoom, for me, did not offer this potential of co regulation, or it was very hindered. When I'm in my previous experiences offline, you would feel the energy of the space transform when people are sharing and or just listening. And everyone just leans into that energy and they start literally co-regulating and healing together. So to bring that to an online platform is very tricky. And I want to create a strategy for that, come up with solutions, and and that might mean change my content in a lot of ways and introduce movement where it's usually just a talk. Introduce, like, let's just take a deep breath together here, which usually you don't really need to do in a just a regular setup, meeting room setup, because you're giving a talk or lecture. But you want to bring back the body to this virtual realm and make sure that everyone somehow is being embodied um, congruently, a little bit in the same realm. So I will introduce embodied techniques within my more classical talk style workshops. That's another one. Um, and off the top of my head, I think when people are reluctant to share, usually um, when you sense discomfort starting to settle in, everyone is feeling safe, and the facilitator usually will have the ability to sense that. Then you also sense the moment when you can start calling people out, right? So you might just say, okay, no one wants to share. I'm just going to ask A or B or whatever whom to share. And they'll just smile and then they'll say, okay, because some people are just shy and some people are really, truly uncomfortable. So they will say no next time, whatever. But when you sense, like, have we reached this level of okayness between each other, like kind of, can I push your boundaries just a little bit, like not invade your boundaries, but just like challenge you a little bit. There's this agreement, silent agreement, that yes, I'll allow you to challenge me, and I will sense which name to call out as well, because I will sense who's like, they want to do it, but they're not doing it. With virtual, it's different. With virtual, it's like I'm seeing this tiny face, and do I know how that person is feeling from their body language? I need to, while navigating the chat room, the chat box, and the participant, if somebody shows up, to admit them, and my share screen because I have a keynote presentation on, and maybe YouTube as a fourth thing because I'm gonna show it after. So with all that multitasking, am I still be able to, through only sight of their little video, see what they're feeling, sense what they're feeling in their body? It's very hard. So I think the way to restructure my workshops, and I also encourage you to do that, to rethink of a workshop that's more supposed to have classical, model of talk, and then hey, let's talk about it, Q&A. If you feel that there's a lack of engagement, have some tricks up your sleeve before. And what would you do to, if you have not enough engagement, what would you do with that? Would you, yes, use the, I think there's a highlight option where, like calling people out, you will just double click someone's screen or make them the main, in the gallery, make them the main view. I think you can get permission to do that. Like, I'm just gonna do that. If you see yourself now in the video, you need to share something, anything. Could be like, they might share like, oh wow, I'm not ready. But you'll hear their voice, right? Yeah, so those are my 2 cents, as a little bit all over the place because I haven't structured them into like, okay, I'm gonna do this, and that, and then maybe share those tips as points, which I will do in the near future before my next one. But I just wanted to download all this information as it's fresh in my head, and I hope you find it helpful somehow. Let me know if you have tricks in the comments because it's new, all this to me, and I'm very keen on making it work, because I still think even if the workshop is very, esoteric, I still think there's a way to do it online, but we have to have a different kind of sensitivity, and that's what we want to nurture right now when we're in the virtual reality, right? And that's all for me for now. Bye.